Hey, everybody there. Welcome to the DA Wrestling Podcast here. I am your host, Andrew Purcell. And today, on today's show, for the fallout from the SmackDown Live with The Rock coming in and screwing over Cody, Drew McIntyre's just jokes on Seth and Cody, and
I got thoughts on that.
Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch duking out to see who goes to Perth. And guess what, folks? It's not who we really, truly want to be. But anyway, Doug, let us know how you're doing. I know you have a comment about some things today. Let me know what's going on with you first.
So honestly, dude, I'm doing fantastic.
Fantastic.
A little tired, a little worn out, but I'm doing good. But hey, did you hear former TNA superstar Toby Keith passed away?
I did hear that. It was a little shocking. He's 62 years old, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, after a long battle with stomach cancer, he finally succumbed to it. I say former TNA superstar because 2002 TNA was a trip, dude. The very first episode he came out, he actually performed that controversial song that everyone knows him for, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. And then later that night was in the Battle Royal for the NWA World Title and did a delayed vertical suplex on Jeff Jarrett.
Jesus.
I mean, Jeff Jarrett. I mean, if anyone deserves a vertical suplex from Toby Keith, it's Jeff Jarrett.
JJE. Yeah. So SmackDown was crazy, which led to a fallout from the weekend.
Did you expect
over to Raw?
Did you expect how much backlash that we experienced over the weekend?
Yeah, and it really trickled into Monday too, because you know what? I did not expect that much backlash.
I know you and I exchanged a few texts with you over the weekend after we did our SmackDown show.
Yeah.
And I eventually arrived at the conclusion that this has got to be a work.
Yeah, there's a lot of things out there now. Some people are saying it's a work. Cody's actually mentioned recently, well, they didn't mention, but a lot of stuff has come out. And even Cody posted, thank you to all the fans and all your appreciation. Trust me. So
even The Rock was saying, like, I got a tough skin. I love the passion.
Yeah, it's very interesting. From what I understand, The Rock's will not be leaving this match at all, from what I understand. So I mentioned on SmackDown's on our SmackDown review that I think there's going to be a triple threat. I mentioned it. I think it might be going that way.
I think the best case scenario, and I think we'll get more clarification on this Thursday night.
Yes, that's right.
Thursday's a press conference. With the press event.
Is it at nighttime?
It's at 7:00 Eastern.
Oh, so wow.
Now for anybody listening or watching, we may or may not do a show the night of. We may add it in with our SmackDown review on Friday. That is yet to be determined.
We'll see what time it is and all that stuff and what kind of stuff goes there.
Exactly. It depends on both of our schedules. Yeah. I know I have a busy night Thursday, so I will we'll see. But that being said, to me, it feels like, and I was talking to a friend of mine on Discord, which, by the way, he loves it when I shout him out on this show.
Speaking of which, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everybody, for us. It helps us comment down below. This helps us out an awful lot. Let us know if we're doing good. If we're doing crap, let us know. We have tough skin guys. We go through a lot of time. We work in restaurants.
Tough skin. We love the passion.
Yes. Quoted by The Rock. Silly monkey.
But yes. So I was talking to a buddy on Discord today, and
by the way, you're the silly monkey, not The Rock. So,
anyway, but you know, and he was asking me, like, you know, this thing's really stupid. Now, do you want to go into detail about what we've heard so far about this before we get to Raw?
Let's go into quick detail too, because this will lead right into Raw anyway.
Okay, cool. So I'll tell you what I've heard. You tell me what you've heard. So I've heard a bunch of different reports over the last couple of days. One of which being that this deal was hatched out in December and was finalized January 3rd.
Yeah, from what I understand too, Triple H knew about the whole thing back backwashing too while he was booking the
I
Rumble.
just heard about that.
Yeah, I heard that
I
today.
just heard about that like 3 hours ago.
Yeah. So I think this has been a plan for a while. I think it might be a way to. I mean, we have a couple scenarios here. We've talked about before in our podcasts way back. Might have been number somewhere in the 50s because we're at 63 now, I think. But we did mention that there's a couple scenarios too. We might have Cody Roman one night, perhaps night one, and then Rock Reigns without the title, like two.
I would almost flip that. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
There's two ways I would go about this that would save this.
Yeah.
Number one, now I heard an interesting pitch by Bully Ray on the Busted Open podcast, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the first idea that comes to mind is you do Rock Roman Night 1, non-title. Rock Roman Night 1. And you can still have The Rock win that match. Because that's been rumored too, that he's pushing to win the match.
I have heard that too. That came out over the weekend too, and he was really pushing for it too. Now I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's a good possibility.
Now, with that, from a story perspective, you have a shaken Roman Reigns who had just been pinned for the first time in almost 4.5 years.
Yeah,
in a singles match.
Well, you said non-title, so you don't think they're going to put the title on that?
Fuck no.
I don't think it needs a title at all. But
I honestly, dude, like, if they were to put the title on The Rock, and my buddy in Discord asked me about this too.
Yeah.
He's like, what if The Rock wins the title? I'm like, dude, I would probably sit there for about 20 minutes in disbelief.
If The Rock,
he told me that he would probably sit there for 20 minutes laughing his ass off.
If The Rock wins the title, you have to have him lose it to Cody.
Rock's not winning the title.
This is gonna
be non-title. This is gonna be for like the head of the family type deal.
I've said before, I don't think you need that match does not need a title whatsoever.
It doesn't. Again, I told you on Friday. And I've maintained this the whole time.
Yeah.
I think until Punk got hurt, I think the plan was always Cody Roman, Punk Seth, and Rock Roman was probably going to happen at SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah, I think this was a pivot due to Punk getting hurt.
And I think because Punk got
hurt, and then
hurt,
Brock, then I stood up for Brock.
Well, I mean, Brock was slotted to face Gunther, but it looks like they may be building
such a good match. That would be such a good match.
It looks like they may be building, and we'll get into it on Raw, but it looks like they may be building towards Jey Uso and Gunther.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that still too.
If that's not the chamber match, I'm sure that's WrestleMania. But
we'll get into that.
Back to Cody and this whole debacle.
Well, the whole debacle is its complete thing. They want to finish the story.
To me, I feel like this is in the same breath as. Do you remember the lead up to WrestleMania 35?
Refresh my memory.
So you had Kofi Mania on one side.
Oh yes. Okay, now I remember.
But you remember that there was a triple threat in the main event between Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky.
Yes.
Do you remember how that came about?
So if I'm correct, Becky won the Rumble that year.
Correct.
Chose to face Ronnie.
Correct.
Charlotte inserted herself in the match.
Charlotte didn't insert herself. Vince inserted Charlotte.
Vince inserted Charlotte into that match to make it a triple threat match.
And that's not even how it happened.
And so if I'm correct,
let me take over.
Hold on, if I'm correct, Charlotte won the title
from Asuka
a month before that.
Yeah, so you kind of got it you got it 3/4 right.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3/4 marks for that. So how it went down was Becky won the Rumble,
Mhm.
and they played up this angle where she hurt her knee,
Yeah.
and they were threatening to take the title match away from her.
Yeah.
And then they did this angle on a Monday Night Raw where Vince himself came out
Mhm.
and he said, Becky is not a big enough star to face Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah.
This match needs Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair was going to replace Becky.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then Becky fought like hell, whatever, and then won a match or something to get inserted and made it a triple threat. And then you're right, on a random episode of SmackDown, like 3 weeks before WrestleMania, Charlotte beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title, and
Yeah.
that's why it became for both titles.
And I remember too. I think it was SmackDown, might have been Raw. The
Mhm.
big brawl with the cop cars, and I mean that was just really good.
That was after that match was announced.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
When they all got broken up by the cops and
Yeah,
and Ronda and Becky were fighting in the back of the cop
that
car.
was
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
that was great. That was
Yeah.
great TV. Anyways, this Cody Rock Roman
Yep.
situation feels exactly like that.
Yeah. Well,
People keep
it's
comparing it to Daniel Bryan and the 2014 Royal Rumble, and they keep comparing The Rock to the Batista rule in 2014.
yeah.
Do you remember how
Yeah, I think hold on. If I'm correct,
Batista was not, because he
yeah.
was not Daniel Bryan, the fans shit all over Dave Batista.
Well, and Dave even said ahead of time too, which is very similar to what Cody said, but just kind of reversed. When Dave came back, they wanted Dave to be a face, and Dave's like, no, he's better off to be a heel, right?
They only turned Dave heel because he won the Rumble and he wasn't Daniel Bryan.
Exactly, right? But he even said he got a record. He even said he's supposed to be. He should be a heel.
He preferred to be a heel
Yeah,
anyway.
right. And The Rock, as far as like the Daniel Bryan the other way, but the Rumble there before, they booed The Rock when he cheered on Roman Reigns and the whole thing too.
Oh, the following year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
following year, right? They booed, they chewed the hell out of that, right? So it goes to show you a lot of people sometimes it's best not to try to fix something if it's not broken. But there's a lot of stuff that's going on about this, and there's a lot of we want stuff on Twitter. We want Cody on Twitter. There's a lot of it. I see it. Been seeing it for the past 72 hours.
We want
Every
Cody's
time,
we want Cody's
you
been
know.
trending
And
since Friday night.
to be honest with you, everybody wants Cody. We want Cody here. We want Cody to finish the story and finish the story is exactly what is exactly.
Well, let me put you on the spot then.
Sure.
Are you team finish the story, we want Cody, or are you okay with if it's Rock Roman?
I want to finish the story, Cody,
Because
I think Cody.
go ahead.
Look, it's been going on for 2 years now. I want this. You can't keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Something like this, you can't. The bloodline storyline is much different, whereas like you can keep that going, right? For the most part.
That's why I think Rock Roman at SummerSlam makes more sense than Rock Roman at WrestleMania. But there's a culture mix a lot because there's a big but.
Mm-hmm.
I understand because Seth is not 100%.
Yeah.
CM Punk had to go get tricep surgery.
Yeah.
I understand from a box office point of view, The Rock wanting to jump in.
Yeah, he wants to be that.
That being said, do you think this is the beginning of the end for Triple H and Creative? Because there's another rumor going around that because of this Vince lawsuit, which, by the way, I think we've barely scratched the surface on this. I think there's more victims.
There's more coming at some point, yeah.
There's more victims that are going to speak out sooner rather than later. I think TKO is going to clean house if anybody that's ever been closely associated with Vince McMahon. I think Bruce Pritchard's gone. I think
I
Triple H
think
is gone. I think
who's just say?
I think Bruce Pritchard is gone.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
I think Triple H is gone. I think that Michael Hayes is gone.
Hayes is gone for sure.
I think all three of them are going to go. And anybody else in the office that may or may not have been close to Vince over the years, I think TKO is going to do a clean sweep of everybody. And it may be The Rock and Brian Wirtz taking over creative. I've seen that angle, like it's not an official report, but I've seen that kind of discourse throughout the week.
I don't think Triple H is going anywhere.
You don't think he knew anything about Vince?
I don't think so. I think Hayes did for sure.
Okay.
I think Pritchard did for sure.
Keep in mind that
keep in mind Triple H
is a son-in-law.
He's a son-in-law. That doesn't necessarily mean he knows anything either. And don't forget too, a lot of this stuff. He was down in NXT a lot at that point in time too.
2019.
He was down in NXT. He was running NXT.
Yeah.
Right.
But
who was up there was Pritchard and Hayes. I think now that what's his name of production is gone, I think he knew something about it too. So
Kevin Dunn?
I think Kevin Dunn knew something about it too. I think that's part of the reason why he left. I think he knew
Kevin Dunn left like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but I think he knew this was coming.
Sure.
It's a good possibility. But anyway, I know I want to see the story end with Cody.
I think at the end of the day, we're going to get more clarification on this on Thursday.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
I
think they're going to try to pivot as much as we can.
You know what? Let's set it right now. What's your work schedule Thursday?
I'm off Thursday. We'll talk Thursday.
You're off Thursday.
We'll talk Thursday after the press conference. Or during.
We can do a like quick little 15-20 minute breakdown of the press conference Thursday night. How's that sound?
Let's do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And we'll get more clarification and we can stop this fantasy booking bullshit. The last thing I will point out is the IWC needs to fucking chill. Because anybody out there sending death threats to The Rock's fucking daughter,
that's messed up.
To the point that she deactivates her fucking social media.
Saw that today too.
That was today.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Like for fuck's sakes, dude. Like
she has nothing to do with anything.
Can we go 5 minutes without fucking wrestling fans, like the IWC in particular, ruining the fact that wrestling is as hot as it's been in fucking 20 years?
Yeah, they need to stop. They need to just stop.
Like these fucking tribalistic, fucking like mentally ill. I can't even think of delusional people need to fucking chill. It's pro wrestling. It's not that fucking serious.
Well, some people have no life.
Dude, like, yes, you and I sit here, we talk about it, we do a podcast about it. Maybe someday we'll make money doing a podcast about it. But at the same time, it's fucking entertainment. At the end of the day, they leave people alone. Okay? They are fucking human beings, just like you, just like me.
Especially somebody who has nothing to do with it. Just saying.
Exactly. Just because her dad is the one involved.
Yeah, she has nothing to do with it. Stay the hell out of it, everybody. Stay away from The Rock's daughter. Simple as that. She's done nothing wrong. All she's trying to do is make herself better, have herself a career, and that's the end of it. Leave her alone. let her finish her own story. Like Cody wants to finish his story because Drew likes to point that out on Raw. Because Drew came out during fucking Cody and Seth yesterday, opening segment on Raw, after Seth was basically begging and trying to recoup what Roman said on SmackDown.
I mean, perfect segue, by the way, to get right into the Raw review. Yeah, so Seth had to somewhat respond because Roman fucking castrated him Friday night.
Well, castrated the whole title. And to be honest, you, that's I understand it's probably character wise, but you shouldn't have done that anyway. It's bad. It's bad mojo.
Tell me when Roman was telling lies, though.
I'm not saying he wasn't lies. I'm not saying he wasn't telling lies. The fact is, unless you beat Roman for that title, you're not really the champ because he's held that. That was the title that's been going on.
But you know what?
That's just the cold hard truth.
When the title was created, we established this.
Yeah.
We established the fact, like, hey, since Roman Reigns kind of works part-time now, we want a champion that will be here every week. Blah, 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 blah. If you remember Triple H in the ring introducing the World Heavyweight title.
So that was a year ago.
That's what it was all about.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny how all it took was 2 minutes of Roman on the mic to remind everybody the fact that, listen, you can play with that title all you want, but until any of you come and beat me, and I've already beaten all of you.
Yeah.
Until you come and beat me, like, you may as well be fighting Gunther for the Intercontinental title.
So I have a point. But Seth did a pretty good job in doing damage control for that. Cody was still kind of like, as he looked dejected from it, and he was trying to make a decision, and Seth's really pushing for him to basically say he really needs it.
And that's the important part about all this. Cody has not officially made a decision as to what his...
Yeah, he's never said yes to anything.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't declared what his WrestleMania match is going to be.
Which is interesting, too. And Seth's looking for a opponent. He wants Cody. I'm thinking, though, it might be Drew. After Drew came out.
You want to know what the best case scenario would be?
Well, let's just get to the Drew part first, and then we'll go through the best scenario. Drew came out, totally wanted to finish the story, all those things. And by the way, best shirt I've seen in a long time.
Oh, that meme of like the dude at the grave pointing.
Oh, he is trolling Punk like you wouldn't believe. And I love it. It's a bloody hilarious. Drew's trolling is fantastic.
Drew's troll game is on point.
Oh, it's on point. But it looks like they're gonna go towards this. It looks like there's gonna be some kind of match in Perth, an elimination chamber between Drew and Cody. And I think Drew's gonna take that spot against Seth. But what's your best case scenario?
Best case scenario is Cody Roman with The Rock as special ref to kind of hype up the fact they're bringing special ref back in the new 2K game. And then you have Drew versus Seth.
So are you thinking? So, quick fantasy booking here. Quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You think Rock costs Roman the title at Mania, lead to a match at SummerSlam then?
Yes.
Fair enough. All right. You're here, folks.
You wanted it quick. There's the quick answer.
It's a quick answer. It's a good quick answer. Anyway, after that segment was over, we moved towards a fantastic four-way tag team match for
the
ability.
Dang, dude.
For the ability to face the tag team champions, the Judgment Day.
Well, no, it was kind of like an eliminator.
Oh, sorry, that's right. It was
because the winners of this match, which was DIY.
Yeah.
Again, great match. I can't even remember all the spots.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Creeds look great. Yeah. Imperium look great. New Day look great. DIY look great. But I'm really excited for SmackDown this week, dude.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus DIY.
That's gonna be a good match.
If you don't think that match fucking main events,
That main
it
event.
should. It should.
I think that match there. It's hard. I mean, first off, I'm gonna say whoever wins that match. I mean, I'm okay with either one,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of leaning towards DIY to win it. I think.
You don't think their story with
The only way
Priest and Damien are over? Or sorry, Priest and Balor?
No, but I do think though. Too. Like I said, I wouldn't be upset if it's Pete Dunne. If Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate win and then win the titles off of Judgment Day, which will probably be at Mania, at least I'm thinking it would be.
No, I think this is to face Judgment Day at. I think the winner of this match. I think the winner of this match faces Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So you could very well do a run back of, pardon me, DIY and Priest and Balor.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be upset whatsoever if it's Dunne and Bate versus Judgment Day in Perth.
I'm okay with it.
Especially since you're still building that tag team.
Yeah, it's. I can really see, like I said, I've said before, I can see Dunne turning on Bate and being a heel, but that'd be hard pressed to really do. Everybody loves Pete Dunne.
I don't think that that's going to happen as quick as you may think.
No, I think it's going to happen at some point for sure. I don't think it'll happen quick.
I mean,
but
yeah,
that was a good match. After that, we basically got Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
we all knew Becky was winning that match,
yeah,
especially after Michael Cole said that she's never been in an elimination chamber match.
And I'll be honest, I'm not happy about that at all.
And after Bayley chose EO,
yeah,
I knew damn well Becky was going after Rhea. So guess what? Spoiler alert for the elimination chamber.
Yeah, Becky's gonna win. Yeah, and you know what? Quite frankly, I'll be honest, Chip, I don't want. I was okay with Rhea Ripley possibly losing the title at WrestleMania to the right person. I don't want her to lose the title
to Becky.
Yeah, Becky at this point to me.
I think Becky's the right person. I
don't think Becky. I don't think Becky needs it at this point. It's kind of like Charlotte. Well, I don't think Charlotte needs it either.
No, Becky doesn't need the title. No. But listen, there's very few female superstars that are bigger than Rhea Ripley, and Becky Lynch is one of them.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I think also too another match will happen at Mania. I think it's going to be Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. I think that's gonna happen. You saw the standoff at Mania. I could kind of see that happening
based on the Rumble.
Yeah, based on the Rumble, I can almost see that kind of happening. Okay. I think Jade might somehow interfere in Nia Jax's match, which will lead right into Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, is basically announced for Perth as well on Raw.
Possibly. Yeah, so that match was announced for Perth, Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, and they played it off like it wasn't supposed to be on the show.
Yeah.
I liked Adam Pearce in this segment.
Yeah. Ripley kind of good promo. That woman has come leaps and bounds from when she first came to WWE, and I am a very big fan of Rhea Ripley.
I've told you before, give me some fire. I don't care if you're a babyface or a heel. Give me some fire in your promo.
Yep.
Guess what? I'm saying yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that match. I mean, Ripley's obviously going to win, which is good. It's in Perth. She's definitely not losing the title in Perth. But yeah, I'm really happy. God.
Could you imagine the reaction if she did?
Oh, yeah, it's not going to happen. Unless there's some kind of screw up somewhere.
They'd fucking burn the place down.
Yeah, that's true. After that, we basically,
Gunther's
600 day. And we basically pretty much found out who Gunther will be facing. It's going to be Perth or probably most likely WrestleMania will be Jey Uso for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Although you never know. They still might do Jay versus Jim at Mania. They still might do that.
Oh, you know what? You know what I can see happening actually? What I can see happening is Jay and Gunther in Perth,
Yeah.
and Jimmy comes out to cost Jay the title.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Just says he's about to win.
To set up that Mania match for sure.
Yeah. And then who do you think would face Gunther? It's hard to say after that. Unless you want to go back to the Chad Gable match.
No.
Unless you have a returning Sheamus. Want to give Sheamus that title
Braun
match.
Breaker.
Yeah, but he's not scheduled to come up till after
Mania, I know.
after Mania. So I don't know if you want to do that at all. To be determined. Because you cannot have WrestleMania right now without Gunther that have that IC title match there. Because you know it's probably one of the best matches on the show. For sure. So after that, guys, there was basically a women's tag team title match with the Kabuki Warriors versus Chance and Carter as a rematch. Kabuki Warriors won. Nothing crazy there, nothing shocking there. Asuka and Kyrie look great. Simple as that. Yeah, another match with the Viking Raiders, actually, was just Ivar and Valhalla. That's just kind of a silly name. Never got a chance to say that here, but it's definitely silly as hell. Against,
oh my god, my
against Gable
like
and
one of the things
Maxine
one of the
Dupree.
things I really one of the things I really enjoy about Michael Cole right now
Yeah.
is his battle with the antlers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. And
It's the antlers.
and listen, shout out to Matthew at Botchamania, because I know damn well that that clip during the Viking Raider or during Ivar and Valhalla's entrance is going to be in the next Botchamania.
Nice. It was
Because
good.
this whole saga with Michael Cole, because this all started because Michael Cole couldn't say antlerless. That's why this all started.
Well, antlerless.
Yes. Uh, he got it right this week.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is it nice and refreshing to have Pat McAfee back being Pat McAfee?
I love Pat McAfee on
I saw
Raw.
the clip of him up on the desk doing the
Yeah.
Jake Uso thing.
Oh, I love Pat McAfee. You know what? Keep him there on Raw. It'd be great because to be honest, he doesn't do NFL during the season anyway. So go to his college day on Saturdays anyway. So keep him on Raw.
I think it works out better for his schedule to do it
So do
raw.
I. Yeah, to be honest, it really does, and it keeps it more exciting. That being said, keep excitement going on. Went to JD McDonough versus The Miz. Continue that stuff going on there. Look, it's probably be The Miz and R-Truth at some point against Judgment Day. That's going to happen some more and more.
I would be shocked if the WrestleMania tag team title match is not Awesome Truth and Judgment Day.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
I mean, there was a little segment backstage with Judgment Day and R-Truth, and they left him a box of shirts.
Yeah.
And the bottom one had his name on it.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess maybe they might be playing into the fact he's still like he might actually be a member.
Yeah. But that being said, that led us right into the last match of the show, which was Cody
Cody
Rhodes
and
versus
Shinsuke
Shinsuke Nakamura in a bull rope match. When was the last time we saw a bull rope match on Raw?
on Raw. I don't think we have.
I don't think I've ever seen one either.
In WWE, maybe the first one that comes to mind, or the most recent one that comes to mind,
I know
is
JBL was in one.
2007 Great American Bash, Randy Orton and Dusty Rhodes.
Really? Wasn't JBL in one?
Yeah, that was 2004. That's when he won the WWE title from Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, okay. So, good match. Great match. But that wasn't really the Cody won. I think it was to be expected. Was disappointed though as a Shinsuke fan to have Shinsuke not win that match or win this whole feud. But at
You
least it
know,
led to Drew McIntyre attacking Cody.
I was talking to you a couple weeks ago how I got New Japan World for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Last night,
Hmm.
I went back and watched the G1 final from 2015.
Yeah.
Would you like to know the main event of that show?
Absolutely.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Nice.
Before Tanahashi's hips fucking completely gave out on him and
Really.
he can't move.
Mhm.
But yeah, like when Tanahashi was still like towards the end of his prime. Um, but yeah, Nakamura, I think he'll always be known as an in-ring tactician and he can always go. I just don't think he'll ever be utilized in the WWE to the degree that he to the degree of the star that he is in Japan.
Yeah, I like to think that's not because of an English barrier thing.
We're coming up on 8 years of Shinsuke Nakamura in WWE.
Hmm.
And like they've had chances to pull the trigger on him and they haven't.
Styles versus him at Mania a number of years ago. That was a good chance to
Yeah.
do it too.
I mean, they tried to strap the rocket and then whatever, but
Yeah, I think that was more of a stupid Vince call, but
I
I don't
honestly
know.
at this point, I need to see this dude go back to New Japan, finish out his career. Like, I mean, there's still matchups for him there.
I know Shinsuke's on record saying he loves what he's doing. He likes surfing and and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
I think to be honest with you, I really think he's just happy.
If he's happy,
I
cool.
think that's what it is. I think he's just happy. I don't think he like we all as would like to see him win the title. I think that's about the biggest thing. We all want to see him win the title. Um, but I think he might also be very satisfied with his career too.
Well, yeah, because like he won pretty much everything in New Japan before coming to WWE.
And that might
And
be what he wanted though.
in WWE, he's won what
He
NXT,
won the NXT World title,
he's won US,
IC
he's
title,
won IC.
tag.
Has he won a tag title?
I think he won a tag title. Yes,
Maybe oh, was it with Cesaro
I think it was
when
Cesaro.
during the pandemic?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah,
Okay. So he's only missing the world title or WWE title.
yeah. Which honestly, I could kind of see him winning the world title at some point, but not Roman's title.
Well, I mean,
We'll see.
he tried to go after the world title, but Super Seth.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway,
Drew attacks Cody.
Drew attacked Cody at the end of it. Went to black with Drew basically beat up Cody.
They did put up a video of what happened off the air,
Yeah.
and Cody ended up getting the upper hand on Drew, and then basically
Sami Zayn came out, from what I understand.
yeah, and then Cody stood in the middle of the ring, and the entire crowd's chanting, "We want Cody."
Yeah. This is very similar to the Daniel Bryan stuff, and so I would be surprised if this is going to push
Yeah.
Cody to a new skyrocket. The guy's the most over kind of the company right now. He really is.
So the last thing I want to touch on this episode is,
Yes.
did you get a chance to catch Vengeance Day?
I did not catch Revenge Day. I was working all day due to
The
a little
only
incident
the
happened at
only
work.
thing the only thing I want to talk to you about is
Is it what I think you're going to talk to me about? Is that the mellow and trick thing?
yeah, so what do you like? I think that they built this up really well, and I'm kind of glad they finally pulled the trigger.
Yep.
I mean, Trick and Dragunov pulled off a fantastic match.
Yeah.
And the finish was even awesome, like even more
Mhm.
awesome because the way I understand, they were both like completely spent, went to
Yeah.
opposite corners, and then they both just tried to hit their finish.
Yeah.
And Dragunov beat them to it.
Mhm.
and then post match, Mello finally turned on Trick,
Mhm.
and I believe I saw something from NXT tonight where
Yeah.
Mello basically said you were always just my hype man.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. Here's the night before
Yeah, it'll be the
WrestleMania.
night.
Or no,
It'll
sorry,
be
not the night
or
before,
sorry,
debut a week before.
no,
No,
it'll be
it's
the day
Tuesday.
of. It'll be the day
Mm-hmm.
of
The day of, yeah.
WrestleMania Saturday.
That's a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, it'll be the day of either WrestleMania Saturday or WrestleMania Sunday.
And
It'll
I
be like
booked it off, so I'm
so
already
it
good to go.
it'll be either like it'll be at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Whatever. Sit down, watch wrestling, and drink beer, and eat pizza all day.
That sounds like a fucking plan, dude.
Yeah. By the time the end of the first night goes, I should probably be piss can drunk and not remember a thing. And I'm gonna do the show right after the thing too, just to make it look stupider.
So like what's WrestleMania gonna look like? Are we gonna watch both nights and then do a show, or do you want to do a show after both nights?
I like to do a show after both nights there, but Sunday might have to wait though. We'll see. I'll let you know on that one there too, because I know I'm booking it off. I know I booked it off. I just haven't got approved yet, so we're gonna find out. I mean, I'm far enough away. It's only February. It's in April. It's 2 months to the day right now.
Yeah, but you and I both know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I booked it off in April. I booked it off now. If somebody has an argument with me, they can go ahead and shove it. Anyway, actually, just from Dynamite there, a really cool thing too. Uh, Jeff Hardy does this now. Kind of cool. But anyway, only you guys can see that from on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see what I just did, go to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Anyway, Doug, take us out. I'm feeling the Harry Potter spell coming on.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. We are approaching 600 downloads. We thank each and every one of you. Also, the support on the YouTube stuff's been fantastic. Andrew's doing some good work over there.
Making it more like neon,
Well,
more
if that
robotic.
if that's your thing, that's your thing, man.
Hey, you know what?
Um,
It's my creativity. If you don't like it, comment down below. Make sure you tell me if it sucks or not.
yeah. I mean, he's always looking for input on the video side. I'm always looking for input on the audio side. Um, Socials, follow the show, DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. You can follow us on YouTube, DA Wrestling Podcast. Uh, Google Podcast is switching over to YouTube sometime this year. So if you're listening on Google Podcasts, go give us a sub over on YouTube so you don't miss anything once that change happens. And he is April of 1982 on Instagram.
I am.
Andrew at DA Sports on TikTok. I'm D Lions 1991 on X, and we'll catch you down the road.
Vengarde Liviosa. Harry Potter spell, folks. Coming all